Welcome back to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. NWA Powerr has come right round again as a cat jumps across the screen. That was not Halloween.
Sorry.
That was a couple of weeks ago. For those of you that are listening on Spotify, Fiona's cat decided to jump a hurdle or over her legs, possibly, during the welcome that I was just about to give everyone. But welcome, Fee. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you? After
Not too
your
bad.
horrible commute home from work.
Oh, what a journey that was. Yeah, just a 2 hours to take. Yeah, just a 2 hour journey that would normally take 27 minutes. Fun, and it's cold, which is another
Oh
thing.
no, that's not good.
So cold. I haven't got a cold. I'm just feeling cold. But I will be very warm next week. More on that later. We'll talk. Don't shake your head. You've had enough. All right, it's my turn. Anyway, before we get into all of that, NWA this week it was five matches.
That's a lot to cram into a 45-minute show.
Which I did think slightly rushed, in my opinion, for those matches. We'll get into that in a minute. The first thing we'll say is it was announced during the show, but I'm going to kick off with it. There is a new territory in town.
There is indeed. I'm so sorry. He's just like wanting to attention. For those of you not watching, my cat's like climbing all over me.
The cat is all over the place. Yeah, new territory. World League of Wrestling, the Harley Race Academy is a new one in there. I thought actually really thought it was a territory. I don't know why I had
No,
that.
I think they had quite a lot to do with the shows at the Chase and things, which Joe acknowledges at one point and said it wouldn't have been possible without them. But yeah, it's good to see another brand on board, which potentially means new wrestlers for us to get to see, which is exciting.
Yes, very exciting indeed. So good welcome aboard the NWA World League of Wrestling.
Absolutely.
Maybe at the next territory show, maybe just in general, we'll see some of your roster appear every now and again. I know actually one guy that's going to be appearing very soon on NWA television is Mike Mondo, the former
Oh,
Mikey from the Spirit Squad. He's going to
nice.
be appearing. I'm pretty sure he's on some of these tapings, and he's definitely going to be appearing at Looks at Kill. So there's definitely
Okay, that's cool.
he has tweeted out. You can see that his podcast with us dropped down below on the special guest playlist. It'll be there, so get to see that. NWA started with some word of wisdom, really, after the Liberty Bell highlights from the botched ending at NWA 76. Aaron's words of wisdom, Fee.
Aaron's words of wisdom. I've literally just written promo fire. I love Aaron on the mic.
Yeah,
Like, he's such a talent. He just has a way with words and a way with saying things that just hook you in and
does.
make you want to see more.
It does. I will say promo fire is a great thing for the whole of this.
Every single promo in this show was just up there tonight.
Really, really was. We'll get into that all in a minute. I mean, Aaron was basically pretty much in his words of wisdom, basically saying how they were cheated, which they wasn't, but they were cheated out.
Filing out.
Smallest one ever. And how they were going to win the Liberty Bell Brawl, which main events NWA this week. We'll get into that. The first match was the needle mover of NWA.
What's that all about?
Fuck knows. Brian Idol.
Is this just a self-professed little thing or
NWA posted that he was the needle mover. Nothing to do with Brian.
okay.
Versus Carson, both follow you, Drake.
CBD.
CBD. I think that a version of some kind of stuff over here that you can buy that like is
I buy CBD drinks.
there you go. Thank you.
I don't drink alcohol. I use them instead.
There you go. Fee uses CBD drinks. Nothing to do with Carson Bartholomew Drake that we know of. Anyway, what I did look at this is how close the crowd was to the ring at one point. I know it's a generalization thing with the NWA. They generally are, but there was a bit there where I think it was Drake got kicked to the outside. And he literally was on somebody's toes.
Yeah.
That was like no dives out of this road of the ring before. I just took me back to the independents when they like when I go to Ignite, they say, "Don't dive this side."
Yeah, the seats are like this far away from the apron.
They are literally so close to the apron. Idol did have the early advantage in this. Drake did kind of slimed his way into the action a little bit. The only thing I would say is, I mean, and I'm a fine one to talk. He needs to work on those dance moves. What in the world are they about? I've got to learn a new dance. I've got to give you the spectaculars one, and now I've got to learn that thing.
I still haven't seen the Spectaculars one, but that's a different story. That's for another day.
That it. Well, you'll have to wait, and then maybe what's the one of the inside the rope shows I'll have to go to, and then you'll have to show you that for sure. The dance moves that is. Yeah, I'm not sure about his dancing. There was a missed knee into the corner from
There was. Well, there was quite
Adam.
a big corner spot, and Carson was getting a little bit of a doing at one point by Brian in the corner and then
He
turnbuckle.
he was hitting the turnbuckle. Oh, what a way.
I see what you did there.
I'm here all week. I literally am. That's not even a joke. And then the wrist tape comes into play here. I think it was Drake that took the wrist tape off, threw it on the floor. Referee was looking at that, and out pops from his Bartholomew's a bit of brass knucks, which he cracks Idol in the face with and pins him 1, 2, 3, and once again does a dance.
A win's a win.
A win is a win. He does dance his way into the record books, the winning books with Carson. They did mention on the commentary, I think, during this match that these two are wrestling to get into title contention.
Yeah, interesting. Which belt though? I never caught that. So it's kind of like which belt? Are we going TV? Are we going national? Are we going what are we doing?
Well, we'll find out. But Carson Drake picks up a victory, albeit questionable. We now go in to, I mean, he had the deal bit when he was selling merch. He was selling merch throughout quite a lot of this show. I think he may have definitely on
No,
his
I don't even know how they managed to cram that in, really.
with 5 matches and these promos. I have no clue how they managed to cram
I
it
wish I'd
in.
timed the matches actually now.
Yeah, I wish I did. There was a couple of quick ones in there. This promo that we're just about to go to was probably longer than most of the matches on the show. And it doesn't matter because it was a promo by EC3. And I'm going to quote a Miz thing here. When his hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. Well, when EC3 talks, your ears
You
can't
listen.
listen.
You absolutely listen.
He was basically saying now, he wants to make an example of Latimer. He basically had Latimer beat, and there is a valid argument for that. He did have Latimer beat on a few occasions at NWA 76, chose not to get the job done, and inadvertently cost himself, really.
That's the whole mind games thing again, isn't it? And he's
Yeah.
so good at that. He's so good at getting under your skin.
That's the one thing that EC3 does so well is the promos. I mean, the promo itself was amazing. And you're talking about how we're going against Samhain. I thought there was maybe going to be a special match or something because when he kept mentioning Samhain, which is going to be the rematch for him and Latimer is going to be at Samhain. I thought he was hinting that we're going to go and have a crazy match, but he didn't. Just basically that he's going to win the championship back at Samhain. Well, it has been taped.
It has been taped. When we see it as anyone's guess.
We'll see it at Christmas, but we'll see it at some point. And the promo's great. Again, if you want to like watch a promo for promo class or something along those lines, just
Yeah, get EC3 watched, honestly. He never fails to deliver. He really doesn't.
him and Aaron. I mean, if you like a real sort of like a cock heel promo, Aaron. But if you want one that really sets the mind games going.
And quite intense and quite, yeah.
Yeah, then you watch an EC3. Just do some work on EC3. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Tag team match next. One that I was very much looking forward to. For
Yeah,
obvious
me too.
reasons.
Me too.
I was looking forward to it because it was pretty empowered. Excuse me, Kenzie and Kylie.
I was interested kind of for the same reason that that Deals was saying because Tiffany Nieves and Hayley J have had a bit of a they've been foes as opposed to partners for
Yes.
quite a while now. So it'll be interesting to see what the cohesion was like with them and how they work together instead of against each other.
Yeah, indead. It
But
was quite gone.
no, I was going to say it was good to see Hayley J as well because I thought she had quite a good outing at the Burke Invitational, so it was good to see a little bit more of her in action.
Yeah, it was actually. I like Hollywood. I know she's not called Hollywood Hayley J. No, she's just Hayley J or something Hayley J. Um, I was looking forward to that as well. I will say this: what Tiffany Nieves does well is she loves a hard cam shot. The amount the amount of times that she turned around and glanced or posed at the hard cam. I really did like that. What was quite surprising during the early goings of this match was that Kenzie was taking the brunt of the punishment. Normally
Yeah.
in these situations, it's Kylie taking the punishment and a hot tag gets made to Kenzie. But what I did like about Tiffany and Hayley J is it was classic old school tag team wrestling. They were cutting that ring off. They were not letting Kenzie
Yeah,
anywhere near Kylie, which I thought was classic, brilliant, old school tag team
absolutely.
wrestling at its best. But the one thing they did do too much of was showboating. And inadvertently, the showboating cost it because they did finally make the tag. Kenzie finally made the tag to Kylie, who, Jesus, the way that she was kicking him, like they owed her rent. She was absolutely, I mean, geez, her kicks in this match were
They
outrageous.
were pretty vicious.
They were crazy in this, but it happens to be one of those kicks that ended the match quite abruptly and quite early. I was literally just settling into the match.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. So it was another really, really quick match.
It was, and that with the kick that, and then Hollywood Haley J rolls Kylie up, hooks the trunk or tights in this case, and gets the free. But what I did notice at the end of this match was there was a bit of dissension between the sisters. Kenzie was
I don't know. I just think that Kenzie was just pissed off that they'd one upped them, basically. I don't really, well, maybe I missed something, but I don't really think it was between the girls themselves. I think it was
maybe.
just more, damn it, we should have won that. Just
Or
frustration more than anything else. But maybe I'm wrong.
or damn it, they beat them the way that we were looking to do it, the way we've done it in the past. We
Maybe.
got it, but yeah, I was just getting involved. Hopefully, they have a rematch down the line because I would really like to see
And
that.
a lengthier one.
Yeah, I really would because they four brilliant women, and there's no doubt. Haley J, I hadn't seen a lot of apart from the
Yeah.
NWA, and very
I'm not
impressive.
I'm not sure if we'll see Hayley and Tiffany as a tag team much though. I don't know if they're destined to be a tag team moving forward or not. I have no idea. I was actually talking about the women's how strong the women's division in NWA is, but the women's tag division
Mm.
is maybe lacking slightly and could maybe do with a wee injection of extra, a couple of extra teams. So you never know.
No, but even if we don't see her as a tag team, I'd like to see more of her in the NWA.
Yeah,
She'd certainly be
absolutely.
a great addition to the women's roster. But as we always say, watch this space with the NWA because you really just don't know what's going to happen. Speaking of not knowing what's going to happen, the Southern Six were
This was glorious.
having an interview with Carl. When did Carl grow a set of balls, by the way?
Kyle's always had a set of balls. He just doesn't always show it.
Well, he did on this week. The first thing he said to him was, "You're not in title contention," which I
Yeah.
thought was hilarious. Silas hated that, by the way.
You just see Silas get his back up, and then Alex comes in and he's like, "Oh, National Junior Heavyweight Championship, blah blah blah,"
I was going to
and
say
Alex was just to Alex form.
he
Like
was too hot to trot. Was definitely doing it. I mean, he did. Alex Taylor is the obviously the junior heavyweight champion. He was. Carl was talking about more to do with Kerry and Silas not being in title contention as we move into Samhain.
brave man, very very brave individual.
Yeah, indeed. They did mention Jack Cartwheel and how they're going to beat him, and then Silas with his wonderful way of words for the ladies. He said, "This is for the ladies." That he said that the only thing that will get you wetter than a hurricane is the Southern Six.
I want him. I've seen his new Instagram post. He's looking good. That's all I'm going to say on that
Yes,
matter.
I have seen it as well. I can't unsee it, but I have seen it.
Yeah, strategically placed emoji.
A very strategically placed emoji, and I'm glad that emoji was strategically placed. I'd be having
But
that.
he looks incredible.
But he does. To be fair, he does look in great shape, and I am stealing that line about the wetter than
Ah!
hurricane. By the way, that is going to be a line I'm stealing. But to be fair, Carl Davis. is just on one on this, and
Well, he is, because Silas is going on about Colby and how Colby
yes,
only got his shot through nepotism and because who his dad is. And Kyle's like, well, no, he's got it because he's talented. I know his dad's good, but and then Silas is just like, whoa, hold on a minute. And Silas is tall, and let's be honest, Kyle's not a giant.
no. And I'm thinking, and I kept thinking to myself, in a minute he's going to get laid out or he's going to get hit, and then it kind of died down, and then bang, Silas absolutely went for him
Because
with.
Silas was right in his face at one point, and I was like, okay,
Was.
this is going to get interesting.
He certainly was. He grabs Kyle by the neck. They attack. They start attacking Kyle Davis. Out comes Colby Carino to
For
make.
the rescue. And then the next thing, the belts are coming off, and
Yeah,
Colby's getting scalped on the back by the belts, which always gives me the fear. I don't know why. And I know that's a thing in wrestling and it's done, and I've seen it done tons and tons of times. But there is something about the belt being taken off and getting smacked on someone's back that just makes me just, oh, I can't even explain it. It just makes me feel horrible. Like, I hate it. But
they
I think it's more because from I don't know. Oh, I can't explain it. I just don't like it.
they were very loud whips as well. They were both getting whipped with the belt. And Fee actually told me before that we went on air this evening that one thing I missed a couple of things. One of the things I'm going to mention, because I have seen it since, was the fact that they've made a tag match for next week on Power. And the
Yeah,
bad news about it is we're not going to be able to review it next week.
I'll do
You can do
it.
it. You can go and do it yourself.
But
Obviously,
this is it. This is off the back of this segment, obviously. So the segment finishes with Colby and Kyle on the floor. And as a result, the Southern Six. So you've got Thrillbilly and Kerry against Colby and Kyle next week. And I'm actually really looking forward to seeing Kyle in the ring. I know he's wrestled before. I haven't actually ever seen him wrestle. So I am super, super excited to see him in action.
I can't wait. I'm gonna actually watch it as well when I'm on holiday, and I'll give you my feedback. Obviously, that we always talk about NWA anyway. So I'm gonna watch Carl next week do the business in the ring. Or looking forward to seeing some 450s and whatever else he's got in his repertoire. But yeah, again, another great segment on the NWA. It was a
It
great.
was good. It was really good. But to be fair to the Southern Six, I always like them on the mic when they have a minute for their promos or whatever. They just make me laugh. You've got like Silas, the big brooding kind of scary guy. You've got Alex, who just cracks me up. Like, he just makes me laugh. His timing and his promos is just perfect.
Yeah,
And then you've kind of got Kerry, who's just like, and it used to be the other way around for me. It used to be just like Alex was just there.
yeah,
I kind of feel like Kerry's now just there in the background making faces and just being the hype man for the other two.
yeah.
And previously it was the other way around. Previously it kind of was. That was kind of Alex's role. So I like how it's moved. Tally, you need to move. Um. So yeah, I love them on the mic. I love their promos. I love their chat. They make me smile. So more Southern Six on the mic, please, for me.
Yeah, more Southern Six interviews would be great. It was again another great segment, which leads us through into another short match. Actually, very short match. This was Boz and Slade. I still think Slade's great.
He is. Do you know, I thought he was fabulous in this match last night. He's just such a technical, brilliant, yeah, brilliant wrestler.
Yeah,
Like he just, and you can see he's very much kind of you can see he's done high school wrestling and stuff like
yeah,
that, and he's yeah. None of your big fancy moves or whatever. He's very much takedowns and stuff.
Germans
So
and German suplexes.
and German suplexes, yeah.
And that's what I like. So I'm fully happy with that. The match really wasn't long. A couple of suplexes, a Slade slam, and it's over. Slade's with Orlando, am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
happy
was.
Rolando with that result. So
Yeah, Orlando very happy. Very quick match. We don't really see a lot of Boz. And when we do, it's
Who
not
wrestles in jeans anyway? White jeans as well? I mean, really? Come on.
Owner giving Boz some fashion advice. Don't wear jeans in the ring. Latimer was next in a very impressive shirt. I must
With Danny, because obviously Kyle's still hurting somewhat.
Carl's still selling the effects of a couple of belt slaps to the back. Yeah, very nice shirt. Danny deals his horrific shirts, but Latimer,
Danny deals as a national treasure. Leave him alone.
a national treasure. Anyway, Latimer was basically saying, hey, he's the best wrestler in the world, and he's going to have to.
He's got the world's heavyweight championship. Why would you argue that point?
Hard to disagree when he's got the world, as you say, the world title wrapped around him, and he's basically confident going into Samhain. Boom.
And he has every right to be confident going into Samhain.
He does, and we will look to see that match with EC3 well, very, very soon.
I'm looking forward to the rematch between them.
Me too.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, there's lots to look forward to it on Samhain, and that is definitely one of them. Then we got the announcement, which we already made earlier on, with Joe and Trevor in the ring at the World League of Wrestling show. And then it was time for Maxx the Impaler. Another good
So,
match, I like to see.
yeah, number 4 and their lucky 7 for their defense
Blimey, yeah.
men's TV title.
The men's television title against Mr. Grimm, right? That is his name. Grimm. Interesting about this one. It was quite interesting that Maxx was trying to, use the power, and it wasn't really working in this because Grimm's quite a unit himself.
Yeah, so size-wise, they were really quite evenly matched.
Yeah, they really were. And for a time of it, Maxx was getting quite frustrated in a lot of this because it just wasn't. I felt a little bit at the start that it was a little bit awkward. There was a bit where I think Maxx got him into the corner. Maxx ran to the corner. He moved out the way, and it kind of, I don't know if it startled Maxx or whether that he just looked a bit, I don't know, awkward. But it's a 6:05 time limit, so
Yeah, so it's short. It was going to be a short match anyway.
and it was really short. There was 2 minutes 45 on the clock when Maxx put Grimm to sleep.
Yep. And the ref called for the bell, absolutely. So not long at all.
No, not very long. We're still with Jim Mitchell though. That's a
Yeah, and then still with Jim. So Jim was there. Father James Mitchell was there, but Maxx was not for letting go of that sleeper hold even after the bell rang.
Maxx wasn't a fan of letting go of that sleeper hold whatsoever. It reminds me of the Baron on the claw in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Doesn't like letting go when it's in, and Maxx did not want to let it go, but eventually succumbed to letting the sleeper go.
So that's it. Maxx has 3 more title defenses, and then they can.
And then what?
Then they
Latimer?
can go for the title. What's that?
What, Latimer? Can you...
Maxx can go for Latimer if they want to.
Because that's the men's one, right? So surely Maxx would have to go for either the national heavyweight or the world, right?
Whatever one Maxx wants to, Maxx gets the choice of gets to choose. So 3 more title defenses of this men's TV title. Now, I don't know who's lined up for Maxx moving forward. I don't know what any other title matches they've got. But just 3 matches, and you see how dominant they have been against everyone pretty much in the ring. And the prospect of like Maxx versus Tom or EC3 or who, yeah, like, wow.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to see Maxx and Latimer lock it up. I really would be. I would, pay good money to see that. But Maxx has still got 3, as you say, 3 championship defenses to go before Maxx can challenge or at least relinquish the men's television championship. So we will wait and see what Maxx does as we roll on to Samhain. It's got a match at Samhain, surely. It's one of Max's favourite shows, right?
Maxx will have a match at Samhain, I'm presuming. Didn't actually see the card for Samhain, so I can't remember. So I don't know if they had a title defense then or not.
I can't remember personally. I'll have to have a look.
I almost feel like Samhain's not happened yet. Do you know that way?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I almost feel like it's not happened and it's down the line. Weird TV taping, not getting to see it, malarkey. It just messes with my brain sometimes.
It certainly does. Now we get to the main event of the evening, the rematch of the Liberty Bell Brawl that didn't quite go to plan the last time they had the Liberty Bell Brawl. Um, and that
I was
was it.
looking forward to this one.
And I get to go, oof, right? That is
You
them.
get to do that. Yeah. I'm sure Kratos would be so proud of you right now.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely won't be. But yeah, great. The Liberty Bell Brawl was another load of fun. Just four guys kicking the absolute
Four big
shit.
guys knocking the absolute shit out of each other, and that's the kind of wrestling I like.
I loved it as well. I thought it was great. The one bit during this match is when Odison picked up Kratos like he was nothing, just like dropped him onto BFT. It's
The strength in that guy is unbelievable.
very strength.
But the Immortals look fairly unstoppable at the moment, I think.
I need to wonder how much longer before the Immortals want to take on Nox and Murdoch for the tag titles.
Make it soon.
Make it soon.
I
Yeah.
love Nox and Murdoch as well, but I think in my heart, I want the Immortals to have some sort of shiny gold around their waists.
I think it's about time, and they've been sniffing around. I think were they tag titles at one point? Not the tag champions, but are they US tag champions at one point?
US tag champs. Have they
I'm sure
ever?
they've had them before. I'm
Yeah.
positive they've had them before. Anyway, I could be getting confused with the fixers. I don't know. But nevertheless, they did. Well, Aaron tried his best to win this match.
Aaron was a wee sneaky though. Aaron was ringside and then he disappeared and he was hiding behind the set at one point.
As Aaron does so brilliantly. And then he tried to climb the ladder.
I thought he was going to win the bell for them. Like I thought he was going to win the match for them by ringing the bell, which we have to note, and it was noted on commentary, it was significantly lower than it was at the anniversary show.
That
TV
generally,
studios, lower ceiling, all that jazz. So
gonna say generally because of the size of the arena, I gather, and the ceiling.
yeah.
It's so tall. But he does get knocked off the ladder.
Well, he doesn't quite get knocked off.
Well, no,
He's climbing up the ladder, and the next thing he finds himself sitting on Kratos' shoulders.
knocked off the ladder. See, on the Kratos' shoulders. Yes. And eventually they get the job done. This time it was Odinson up there
It
ringing the
was. It
bell,
was.
not Kratos.
I just, I love this, right? But I crack up at ladder matches. I'm like, if this was outside and not in a wrestling ring, you'd be up that ladder in 2 seconds flat.
You'd be flying up that ladder. You're absolutely right. You wouldn't be 5 seconds and you'd be up there. They do very much over egg the ladder match.
Yeah, I mean they have to. I get
Yeah,
it. I
yeah,
get
yeah.
it. But
It,
yeah,
it,
good win for the Immortals. I'm pleased for them. But where does that leave BFT?
it's two big defeats
Now
now.
what? Now what? I'm sure Aaron has a few things to say about it.
Well, they've got to go. I mean, they have to go back to the back end of the queue now, which
You would
brings me
think.
nicely to when it finished NWA, which you kindly reminded me that I missed out on the announcement of the tag match, and I missed a song
You missed a whole, not even a snippet, a whole song.
from Daisy Kill and Talos. I have seen it since. Masterful work from Daisy Kill and Talos.
It's glorious and the ukulele. And even Talos at one point has a little play of the
Talos was
ukulele.
strumming those strings at some point, wasn't he?
He is a man mountain, isn't he?
He is a joke, an absolute joke. So I missed that, but I have seen it since. So Daisy Kill Talos, you've got my vote. Um, it was a fun NWA. It was a long well, not long. It was just a
It
fun
wasn't.
NWA.
It was fun. I kind of we were talking about this off air beforehand.
Mm.
5 matches in that space of time is an awful lot. So I don't want to say quantity over quality because they were fairly decent,
Yeah.
but I would have liked to have seen longer matches.
The only way they'll get let off is if it means that Salwin comes around quicker.
It may do, and there's still no idea. There's no indication of that. There's no indication of them finding a new home yet either. So the fact that it was on X last night would appear to suggest that it's going to be on X moving forward,
Which is fine by me.
which isn't a bad thing.
It's not. Let me just take a look at viewership in the first 24 hours of that video going out, and it has been viewed 43,000 times in less
Okay.
than 24 hours, which is a bloody good bloody good going, really, for NWA. So 43,000. I don't know if that means views is the whole thing or whether someone just clicked on it for 30 seconds or what, but it's still 43,000 views for
Yeah.
the NWA in less than 24 hours, which must be good,
I
surely.
think perhaps X is the way forward for them at the moment.
I think so. I should definitely think that is the way forward. But cracking episode of Power. Now we have mentioned this is the last NWA Power for a week. I am on my holidays next week. I literally in Morocco next Wednesday when we would record this. So it will either be next Wednesday or Thursday that we will do. We'll round up the next week's one and then we'll kick off with a proper one the week after. But we will definitely only be away for a week. So don't miss me or Fiona too much during that period. But Fee, it was quite interesting because you've just finished with Brutus the Barber Beefcake and you were very coy without saying anything that you said there was plans in place for 2025 with Inside the Ropes. And then miraculously a tweet appeared out of nowhere from
Just
Inside.
out the blue, who'd have thunk it?
Who would have thought that? I mean, Fiona playing things very close to her chest, obviously, with the man himself, Kenny, making sure that nothing gets let out. But who, upon who, is the next Inside the Ropes tour with?
In March, we are bringing none other than the Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase to London, Manchester, and Glasgow. First week of March, I don't have the dates off the top of my head. It's like 4th, 5th, and 6th or something like that, round about then. But yeah, London, Manchester, Glasgow, 3 dates with the Million Dollar Man. So that'll be interesting.
Will Kenny have to do a Virgil and kiss the $1 million man's foot for $100?
I don't know, but we can maybe try.
Well, Kenny, that's not my idea. But no. But another great one. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking the VIPs are around 60 odd pound for a VIP ticket.
I can just double check that for you. I'm not quite organized. I should have
You've done
figured
your homework
that
for you.
we would talk about this
We've only
tonight.
been doing we've only been doing this podcast 2 years. Come on.
I know, I'm a nightmare. What can I say? itrtix.com. There's a new look on the website and stuff now as well.
There is.
Which
Have a
is
good look.
kind of cool. So let's have a look. ITR Wrestling, intimate evening with Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase.
Yes.
So VIP 67.99.
Yeah.
We're at the Dome in London on the 4th of March. We're at Side Studio in Manchester on the 5th of March, and we're in the Classic Grand on the 6th of March. General admissions 27.99 plus booking fees. So
A steal. An
absolutely.
absolute steal. So the value for money that you get from those shows are brilliant. So make sure if you're in that area and you want to go to watch an Inside the Rope show, go and get to see Mr. Ted DiBiase do his trademark laugh, which we'll probably hear a few times during that show. But other than that, what else is one got coming up?
What have we got? This Friday night, Main Event Entertainment in Clydebank. There's still tickets available there from ringsidebrawl.co.uk. That's all I've got this weekend. Next weekend, I'm very excited because I get to hang out and catch up with our friend, Mr. AJ Kazana.
Lovely.
We are heading down to Target Wrestling in Carlisle. And then I believe I might be taking him on a little bit of Scottish sightseeing the following day. So that should be fun. A little bit of touristy stuff. He's been posting all his pictures from Rome and from London. So yeah, he's over here, got some seminars, got some shows. I think he said something about Colchester he was heading to, so
Yes.
some stuff
Yes.
there.
Colchester tomorrow, Friday. Friday, I think. Colchester.
Yeah. I know that he's over in the Netherlands at the end of next week as well before he flies back to the UK. So yeah, that's next weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we've got a big show at the end of the month with PBW, and then moving into December, there's other stuff going on. So over this weekend's fairly quiet. Next weekend won't be quiet if AJ's around. And then kind of stuff periodically up until Christmas. So that would be good.
Boom. And of course, we will be at Ignite next, 24th of March and February. March, November. 24th of November is the next Ignite show. Tickets are pretty much, going pretty, really quickly. Go to Eventbrite, type in curtain call free. And you will see that stacked card. Obviously, the debuts of Spike Trevay. It should be very interesting to have him, and he's trying to claim the Ignite Gold for the first time on his debut. So, Tommy Kyle wouldn't want to be you, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, CPF, my close personal friends, will be taking on Mark True and Kieran Lacey for the Turnbuckle Championship. Should Mark or Kieran get pinned, the person that gets the pinfall will gain on to one of CPF. So Joe Lando or Danny Black will be champion. If Mark or Kieran get the pinfall, Mark retains the gold as per his request, of course.
That's shifty.
Shifty from True, never. That wouldn't, never. 100%. Also, it'll be at RCWA in December for the, I think it's 12 Brawls of Christmas or Jingle Bell Brawl, whatever they're going to call their show. In December, we'll be there December the 14th. We'll be at that show as well for their last show of the year. So, tickets, if you just message them on Facebook, you'll be able to get on the list for tickets and make sure you get that. It's only that's only about a month away as itself. Coming up on the show, funnily enough, this week I'll be speaking to Gideon Gray, Lord Gideon Gray from the
Nice.
UK scene as well, and Justin Gabriel as well will be on the show.
Beowulf, excellent. I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, so I'll be talking to him hopefully on Friday. So anything that I'm recording this week will be out next week because there'll be hardly anything going out next week. So there's just a bit of time. Thanks to Big Mama as well last week. That was a cracking interview. We'll hopefully get some more NWA ones on the way. I need to talk to my good new co-host Jordan, who was co-hosting me with Raw the other day because he finished the Raw one and went straight on with Tiffany Nieves.
Nice.
Yes, and he's to go at One Breezy on YouTube to get. He's interviewed Vince Russo, he's interviewed Tiffany Neves, Zilla and Jacob Fatu have also been interviewed on the channel for Jordan, so go and check that out as well. But Fee, I normally finish off with "Shall we do this again next week?" But I can't say that this week. So with that in mind, Fee, shall we do this again in a fortnight?
Of course.
No. You'll be here. I will be here, and we hope you will be here too. And until then, everybody, buckle down, stay safe, and
Good
good
night.